What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into the Queen's Down podcast. I am your homegirl, Shay. And of course, I got another new episode for you today. I have none other than Miss Essence B with me today as my special guest. Miss Essence, please introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, hello. My name is Essence B. That's what everybody calls me, even my kids at the daycare.
Oh, cute.
And I'm the owner of She Cares Daycare. I also have a non-for-profit organization called Dear God. So, that's me.
Yes. Yes, we're going to get into it. So today, Miss Essence is my special guest. We are going to have a conversation about entrepreneurship and branding. She is a business owner. Not only is she a business owner, but she also has a nonprofit organization, like she just mentioned, called Dear God. So we're going to get into that, how she got started, how she chose her name, what are some of her tips and trades of being an entrepreneur. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So
All
the
right.
first question I have for you is, what gave you birth for your passion for children?
I want to say my foundation, how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a church family, very church oriented, family oriented family. My grandfather was the pastor of the church. My
Oh,
mom was
wow.
for music. Um, Cousins were preachers. Like my whole family.
Wow.
We grew up in love. I grew up around love. So
Mm-hmm.
even the lady that watched me as a child was a member of my grandfather's church. So
Oh,
we're
wow.
just family oriented, and I just got to see. I got to see love.
That's awesome. I've noticed that a lot of people that I have conversations with, a lot of their entrepreneurial neural spirit or the things that they do concerning their business has a lot to do with their foundation growing up. Is what
Yes.
kind of got them in the, flow of opening up their own businesses because of how they grew up or where they grew up
Well,
or,
yeah.
or things that kind of, help them out in their childhood. So that's fantastic that you can
Yeah.
have a certain childhood, but then at the same time turn it into something.
Incorporate that into your life. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so my next question is, what is your why?
Oh, okay. So I kind of took some notes. No.
Okay, notes. Yay.
Okay. So one, I know that is very important for me to leave legacy. For
Uh-huh.
my. Um, I just want to, even when I'm not here, I want to leave what I stand for. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have a blueprint, of quality, of not
Yes.
poverty. So it just started me on the journey of my family, me seeing certain cultures exposed to certain information versus our culture and the information
Yes.
that we're exposed to. So it just kind of, once I got exposed to that, I'm like, man, if we got that same information, from the ground up,
Yes.
be. So that's that legacy, leaving that for my family. Also just wanting to escape poverty. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Escape
Yeah.
poverty. I don't feel like we have to live on a bare minimum basis.
Mm-hmm.
I did get to see working parents and grandparents and family members. So I just want to create that for my children and
Yes.
children and siblings and nieces and nephews. Everyone can see. I want us to be able to see quality as well. So that's
I
my
love that. I love that. Okay, so the next one is, how does your service best benefit your supporters?
one, a safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
With
That's a
me being,
good one. That's a good
yeah,
one.
with me being in childcare, everybody know the stigma around what can be around childcare. Every childcare facility is not like that, but I
Yes.
do say is I can't change the world, but I can change the people around me or whoever God allows. So
Mm-hmm.
I for my supporters or the people who love what I'm doing, I'm creating that safe haven for them where they can go out and they can make a living for their family without having to worry, oh, is my kid safe? Oh,
Yes.
is that going? They know when their child is with SSB, they good.
They
So
taken care of. I love that. And I think you're right. I think that's the number one thing that parents go for when it comes to safe or when
mhm,
it goes to choosing a daycare. Most daycares you're gonna come out of pocket, but at least a parent
yeah,
has a sense of um non-worrying when it comes to who
Mhm.
their child is under. So if
Mhm.
I'm gonna pay for it, I want to at least make sure that I'm paying for good
It
quality.
definitely, yes, you definitely need to be making sure you're paying for a quality service because, as I tell my parents, we're not just a child care or place or a daycare where you come and drop your kids off. I'm an extension of their family. I have your children
Yes.
just as much as you do, if not more. You see
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? So we work together, in this daycare in this facility to make sure the child's outcome is in the benefit of the child, in the
Yes.
greater.
I
So.
absolutely love that. So what's your brand personality? Having a child care and having a daycare where you are responsible for, individuals' children, what
Mhm.
personality does that bring out in your brand?
Fun. We are
I
fun.
love it.
We are fun and loving. You can really capture me all in those two words. I can go on, but you can really capture me in fun and loving. I thought about how I was as a child growing up. I didn't do well with sitting there learning by just
Uh-huh.
watching or hearing. I did the hands-on. So I create that same environment for kids like me, you
I
know.
love that. And then with kids being so antsy and,
Yes,
uh
yes,
not being able to keep their attention for so long, I think it's really
yes.
good when you can incorporate them having a chance to move around and be busy and tire themselves out.
Yes, hands-on learning is what we call it. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Okay. What are some secrets to your success?
Ooh, okay. Now
Yay.
I can tell you it was I when I thought one thing that I can honestly say that has brought me from, creating it from a dream or a vision to really creating, making it my reality was consistency.
Hmm.
When I first started, I've done a lot of things. If anybody know Essence, they know I done did paparazzi, I done did $10 shoes, I done did everything,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did a lot of, entrepreneurship throughout my, early teens and up.
Hmm.
So, but I never kept going in any of them because if something wasn't going right or money was slow, I'm on
Yeah.
to the next. I'm on to the next. When I really got involved, I even did it in childcare at first, and once I made it up in my mind that that's what I was going to do, I just ain't looked back. It's really that's been the key. It's consistent.
So that's one of the major keys to being
Yeah,
successful is to be consistent. You
keep
know what? I
going.
can attest to that. I really can. I can really attest to
I
that.
know you can.
Yes, I can really attest to that. I can attest to being consistent with one thing. One thing that I tried not to do to myself is have my hands in so many things to where I'm unfocused and I lose my consistency because I'm trying to focus on more than one thing. But like you
Yeah,
just mentioned, when you got your mindset on one thing that you know you want to do for sure, and you know that you can make a success out of it, that is very important to stay consistent with it.
yeah, it is because I mean I'm good at multiple things. I was doing DKB, which is something I named after my children, Danae
Hmm.
Kelly, and then I was selling clothes, women's accessories, and things like that.
Okay.
And I was doing good with it. I was marketing it good, but I was doing that in childcare. And
Yeah.
I could give both my full attention, you know what I mean, and then still have a family. So I had to make up in my mind, what direction are you
Hmm.
going? And it's not that I can't come back to, my other crafts or, my other gifts,
Right.
but you
Right.
have to get one thing in place. You have to get the foundation of it solid where it can flow on its own, and then you branch.
Correct.
Can't put your hands in 20 pots and think it's going.
Yes.
So
So with that being said, how have you persevered through the tough times? Because I know being an entrepreneur, it's up and down. It's like a roller coaster. Sometimes it's flowing, things is going great, there's no
mm,
problems, and then the next thing you're like, okay, well, okay, now wait a minute.
yeah,
This just hit randomly. Like what's
yeah.
going on with that?
We can obviously all attest to COVID. COVID was
Yes.
our biggest struggles that we encountered that we did not expect. That came from out of nowhere. And like you said, my business was doing good and I was growing, and then boom,
Mm-hmm.
it affected childcare heavily,
I'm
majorly.
sure it
The
did.
layoffs were, sicknesses, and then even with the layoffs, parents were working from home. That's when all of the work from home was created. So a lot
Yes.
of parents could save on that end and not have to pay childcare and keep their children at home with them.
Uh-huh.
So it majorly affected us through that time. if I totally be honest, I can't say nobody but God. I
Yes.
say, because I don't know how I made it. I don't know how I made it. I kept the faith, and I believed in me enough. I believed in me enough to keep going when I had 4 kids.
Uh-huh.
I had 10 kids, I just believed in me enough. So, and kept going. I struggled. I had to do without,
Yes.
I believed in my business and myself enough to just continue. So,
And that says a lot about you as a person, and then it says a lot about your business. For once COVID cleared and people were more comfortable with coming outside and
mhm,
kind of being in close proximity with people, that they came back to you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That says a
Yeah.
lot about who period. Okay. That says a lot about you as a person and the quality
Yeah.
that you give to their children. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of businesses thrive off of word of mouth. I don't care
Yes.
how much you market. I don't care how much you put your business out there, how many
Yes.
cards you pass out. It ain't nothing like word of mouth, because to
It's
me, it
still
can
one of
really
the best.
break or make your business.
Yes, it can. Yes, it
Like,
can.
absolutely. So that really says a lot about, the person and the quality of your work, that they
Thank you.
actually were, comfortable with coming back to you. So that's phenomenal. So
Thank
let's say this. What tips would you give for growing a company?
you. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let me get my notes. I say one is keeping up with your industry, whatever industry you're in. You
Hmm.
need to keep up with what's going on in your industry. I didn't know this at the beginning when I started, but I learned it. I started following emails that the state was sending. I started
Yeah.
watching the news as far as what was going on in the headlines, as far as childcare. I started being on social media platforms and a lot of childcare groups. Um, Keeping up with your industry is practically one of the biggest things that I know will actually take you further. A lot of the time
Uh-huh.
we don't want to, give credit where it's due, or watch people that have been on that road before us, when really that's where I get a lot of my game from. You know what I
That's
mean?
awesome.
Watching people that did it before me. So um, I say that's definitely a tip. Um, Discipline.
That's a good one.
It's very important. It's very important because you have to know when to move, when to sit still, you
Uh-huh.
know, when to follow your spirit. You have to be disciplined. Sometimes you can be out, and your back can be up against the wall, and you can get this stuff done at the last minute. And sometimes no, you need to stop, drop,
Uh-huh.
and get stuff done. So it's just you knowing your discipline, and you knowing what you need to get done.
I agree with that. I think there's a lot of businesses out here that are similar and that are, doing the same thing. But it's really good to see businesses that are doing the same thing, but also sets them apart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Have
mean? Because,
it.
yes,
Gotta
exactly.
have
Because you
it.
can, like, and I always hear this where people say there's multiple bread companies
Yeah.
in stores, and then you, the individual, choose what
Yeah.
bread that you like, or what bread brand that you're going to support. That's just like
Mhm.
any other business that is like yours, but it's something about your business that sets it apart, where people gravitate to it, where
Yeah.
people want to come and support. So to be
Yeah.
able to have something that sets you apart is another one that
It
makes your
really,
business
and
successful.
people would take that as a cliche, saying like, "Oh, it's all that." They be like, "Oh, yeah," but no, that's really real. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you said, all the bread. Well, I like Sara Lee because it's soft.
Yeah.
You know, Great Value a little hard. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So,
And it
I'm
don't last long.
yeah, but some people need, at the time. It might have been a time. Let me speak for me, that I had to get Great
Listen,
Value.
me too. I think
You
I've
see
had just
what I'm
about every
saying?
brand out there.
So it's something for everybody, and something, it's a choice. So that's definitely the truth.
That's a good way of looking at that too. Because sometimes my money be like, "Oh, I feel like I'm a splurge today. Let me go ahead and get this
Yeah.
Sara Lee." And then I'm with you, this best choice. But listen, we got to eat it this week because we don't want to waste no money. Okay,
Look.
and it's gonna expire in about 2 days. Let's go ahead and get these sandwiches.
Yep.
Okay,
And
let's
we
go ahead
gonna
and make
still
it
be all
happen.
right. Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna be straight. Okay, so the next one is, what is your key driving force to becoming an entrepreneur?
My key driving force. I always say just to see better quality.
Mm-hmm.
Quality, for some reason, has been on me the last couple of years with my business, with my life. You know what I mean? And that's really what I thrive to see is quality. You know, how I was raised, we didn't have a whole bunch of money, but with
Mm-hmm.
what we had, it wasn't my grandparents and parents didn't want to see the bare minimum. We still had
Yes,
nice, look nice, even if it wasn't the name brand, you still had to look nice and you
absolutely.
had Sunday meals together and things like that. So I wanted the same thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's my driving force. I just want to see my family live good. I want to see everybody attached to me, even my daycare children. You know what I mean?
Yes,
They're a driving force for me because if I could give them what we didn't get in school or the information, you know what I mean? They're going to take that all the way with them until they're adults. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
what I do is not, it's a, I really care. You know what I'm saying? Like I really have a mission and a vision behind it. And so that's what thrives me to continue. It's a lot of times I'm so tired of entrepreneurship. I can go get a 9 to 5 right now and take a break,
Okay,
chill with my family. But no, it's not about me. It's about everything and everybody that's attached to me. So
absolutely. So, how did you come up with the name for your business?
a mentor at the time. A mentor at the time. Um, it was gonna be We Cares Daycare.
Ah,
And so I went and you know how you do your search. That's why they tell you it's important to do your search. And when I went to go, it
absolutely.
was already purchased.
Oh
So,
man.
I really was kind of stuck with that name. And so came up with what about She Cares Daycare? And it been up and stuck.
I'm
Up
sure it
and
has.
in.
It's
Yeah,
very unique. It's very unique, and I like
thank
it.
you.
It's very
Thank you.
unique. Absolutely. Okay, what does a typical day look like for you in the daycare scene, in the daycare world? I know
Busy,
it has to be chaotic. Yep,
busy,
chaotic, busy.
hectic. I don't know why people, you know what, if I'll just be honest, people crack me up talking about daycare is high. Do they know what we do?
Listen, I'm one
Do
of them
they know
ones.
what
I'm
we
gonna just
do?
be honest. I'm one of them ones. Daycare is expensive.
It is. It is. But you know
Absolutely.
what? If you ask me, we still don't get paid enough for what we do. And I'm sure teachers
Really.
like that. You know what I mean? Because it's what we do. And I know me, I have to speak
Mm-hmm.
for me, my service. When I get kids, we practically are molding them. You see
Yes,
what I'm saying? We're
I agree with
molding.
that.
We're feeding them. We're changing them. We're teaching them. And you mean to tell me you're gonna do that for $20, $30 a day?
You right.
Or or parents going to work making that kind of money? So you know what I mean? What we do, and you have to understand what we do. If you're finding the right child care facility, what we're in, it's not about money. It's about what your child is gaining from this experience from while they're 2, 3, and 4 up until school. If you're in the
Yes.
right center, I'm gonna give my niece for an example. I'm very proud. My niece went to pre-K this year. I've had her since she was born.
Oh,
My sister, it was a proud moment. I didn't even tell my sister, but she called me like, "Girl, for real was ready." She went in there. She knew what a line was. She wasn't crying. When all the other
oh,
falling all out everywhere. That spoke volumes for me. That
yes,
baby was prepared.
yes.
And now my sister could go and drop her kid out well prepared, knowing, you know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
it's what we do is more. If you find the right place, what we do is more is come and drop your kid off and looking at your kid all day. We're
Right.
definitely providing a valuable service to your child. You know what I mean? They're learning
Mm-hmm.
social skills, all of that. So
That's awesome. Now, what's one of your favorite aspects about being an entrepreneur?
freedom,
Yeah. I hear a
freedom.
lot of people say that.
It used to be money for everybody. That used to be the thing. Oh, no, it's freedom. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to ask you, can I take out to go to something? I don't want to, for my kid, you know what I mean? I'm going to make arrangements so I can show up for my kids, you know what I mean? Or if I got a doctor's appointment, that really is freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom it is.
Yeah. I agree with that as well. That's my dilemma. I'm gonna put it that way. About working a 9 to 5 is that I always have to ask. It almost feels like I'm asking permission because little do you know whether you're gonna give it to me or not. I'm gonna take it, but I'm giving you the courtesy
Yeah,
of just letting you know so that you
yeah,
can get things in order. Because it's gonna be bad on your part if I end up not showing up anyway, and you
yeah.
just gotta figure it out.
Well, see, I had to because that was my problem. I never kept a job because of it. I promise. I bet I didn't have something because the first thing you tell me,
Okay.
especially one thing about it when it came to my child,
Yes,
there was no nothing that you could tell me if I needed to show up. You know what
I
I
know
mean?
that's right.
For a portion of my child's life, I was the only parent. You know what I mean? So what do you mean I can't? You know what I mean? What do you mean I can't
Right.
do this? Or, that was just not an option for me. So, I think that might have been one of the reasons why too, entrepreneur, I looked deeper into that because you telling me I can't do something really was just not an option.
Absolutely. What's some of the biggest challenges of being an entrepreneur, having your own business?
Oh God, the sacrifices. The sacrifices. Ooh, the sacrifices.
Mm,
I sacrifice a lot of time. I sacrifice a lot of enjoyment. I
mm-hmm,
sacrifice a lot of nice things, because I like to invest back into myself and my business. I can go spend money and blow it. That's not what I choose to do. I choose
mm-hmm.
to invest it back into myself. So, and running a business is costly. And it falls on
Yes,
your shoulders. You know what I mean? There's the success of your business lies on you, the visionary. So,
absolutely.
that's I think that's the hardest thing, just having to be the over seer and for everything flow right. It's all
Yeah,
on you.
yeah. And it can be burdensome,
It
especially
can.
when it's just you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you have, a team behind you that can kind of contribute, but when it's just you doing it
Yeah.
all by yourself, I'm pretty sure that can be heavy sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can
So
be
we
very heavy.
what it definitely, that's the beginning part of that's anybody makes those sacrifices, you know what I mean, in order for the
Hmm.
for the sun to shine, you're gonna go through the rain. So,
Yes,
that's how you look at it.
absolutely. So, what is the future looking like for She Cares?
They gotta
Ah,
keep watching me.
I can't give it all to them all at one time.
Gotta stay tuned. Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I learned. You know what I mean? In it, I wait on God to release. You know what I mean? And tell me when it's time. But we are definitely doing big things. And I do encourage everybody to stay tuned because we're doing big things. And
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's
it's
really awesome. And by the look on your face, I mean it's epic. Okay,
yes,
coming hard with it.
yes, really, really. I'm excited, and I've been sitting back just patiently rooting all my people on until it's my turn. You
I
know what
know
I
that's
mean?
right.
So I'm just excited for the future of She Cares. I'm excited for the growth of She.
Yes. That's awesome.
You
Now,
know,
what
so,
is the age groups of your child care? How
um,
old do you accept them in, and what age do they transition to school?
2 years and up. Normally they're transitioning out about 4.
Okay.
So summertime, we have of course school age children because they're out of school during
Yes.
summer. You have more school age, but yeah, more so it's that toddler, age group. So
Hmm.
2 to 5, 2 to 4, 2 to 5.
Okay. Do they need to be potty trained?
No,
No. Okay.
we assist with that. It's a dual thing here at She Cares. If the parent is potty training, we also assist. Because it has to be a dual thing. It can't be.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I still have to. I potty trained them.
Yeah, and like daycare is like a second parent.
Yeah, because you
Because
get
you
so
kind of
big.
take on the responsibilities of what the parent is doing at
Yeah,
home.
you get so big, baby. We got to get on it.
Okay, no, straight up. And I'm sure the parents appreciate that
Oh
because they
yeah,
want to continue that. You know what I mean? They don't
yeah.
want it to stop just because
They
they're not
really
at
do.
home.
They do.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Dear God.
Okay.
How'd that get
Uh,
started?
it's probably like if you want a spin off from my church, my grandpa's church, and to be,
Okay.
but without being a church.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the name of my grandfather's church was Love United Missionary Baptist Church. It was on Truman Road. And before he pastored for 21 years at that church.
Wow.
So, that's what I knew. And we were in in a community, where there were a lot of homeless people and maybe low income community, the church was. And so we did a lot of helping. We had a lot of people coming out the streets and coming to the church. And we didn't look at people funny in that church. My grandfather, helped everyone and watched him be a great man of God. You know what I mean? And never turn his nose up at people or never turn people away because of things that we weren't used to seeing or whatever. So I watched him be that, that man, and that's what I've seen. And so I'm the same way, dear God. I try to help the youth in that aspect. We fed the homeless. I've held youth seminars to just talk about, their struggles. So, I think a lot of times, especially now in today's time, the youth are kind of, just not looked at or, and so I kind of just relate because I was a young mom. I had my daughter. And so, but that didn't make me a bad person. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We have a lot of these, kids that go through things and they just need people that they can relate to and, just some love in the world. That's really all Dear God is just putting some love back in the world. So.
I love that. So what sets She Cares apart from the rest of the daycares?
Honestly, I know I want to say that quality is the main thing that I'm big on. I'll make sure I feed my kids good. I make sure their activities are good. Also, what sets me apart is that I want to teach life skills to the children. I don't want them to come and do schoolwork. I want them to learn, like some of my children know the difference between, oven and stove, different things like that. So, we teach life skills. We want to be a resource to the community. We're starting a library that, we're in home, but we have a library section where the parents can check out books that we're actually
awesome.
They can do. So we want parent engagement. It's a lot of things, you know what I mean, that we are trying to do in this daycare. And it's not just watch your children. We're going to be a resource to the community. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So the game I want to play is this or that before I let you go. Okay. And I'm looking for it on my cellular device. It keeps closing. And I don't know why it keeps closing. I need to figure it out in my settings. But it keeps closing. So before I let you go, I really cannot wait. And I know you're still going to be in business by the time my son hits 2.
All right.
So he coming right on to She Cares. Period. Coming right on over to She Cares. Because I know he's going to be in fantabulous hands.
Yes.
And I am so excited that there are still teachers and daycare providers and, people outside of parents and grandparents who really care and invest in the kids. Because that's so important. And you have such a precious age that they're still able to be molded and directed and, sewn into and invested into. And, so I love that. And it speaks a lot about who you are and what your daycare provides when a kid can transition from daycare to school to big school.
Right.
And are ahead of the kids that are already there. You know what I mean? And
the kids that have never been to daycare because they were at home with their parents.
Yes.
And so now they're just learning socially how to, children. So yes, childcare is definitely it's a good thing for your child.
Absolutely. Now, do you think that it's very important or that it should be kind of like at the forefront when a kid is at talking age and is able to comprehend what's being said to start learning ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and, how to spell their name and things like that at home if they're not at daycare? Because I do understand that some parents just don't have the money to do so.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. I know I hear that a lot, like even with the school age children, like, my children isn't learning anything, but you can't put all that responsibility on someone else.
Yeah.
Definitely starts at home. You know what I mean? So I definitely say if you're not, it's so many free resources out here, YouTube, Google, it's so many free resources out here that you can use and get information and expose your children to it if you don't have the, means to go to childcare or you just prefer not to,
Absolutely. I mean? And I've even seen parents go so far as to create their own stuff at home. They'll get
Yes.
flashcards, they'll laminate them, they'll write letters on them so the kids can trace
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Get creative, because I do understand that money is precious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And everybody not out here making millions.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
some of that money
Yes.
that's coming into the household is being put to other things that are necessary.
Yep. Yep.
Education is necessary as well, but you have to provide a roof, you got to provide food, things of that sort. And so their education is something that they are serious about, but that they can also kind of put their own tools to. They can kind
Yes.
of
Yes.
create, how to do things on their own. And so I
Mhm.
know when my mom used to have her daycare, she used to do that. She would just
Okay.
go, take sheets and make copies of them. She would get
Yep.
flashcards, laminate them. She would just, write over them, let the kids kind of write over them, so they'll know how to write their name or say their
Exactly.
ABCs and things like that. And it was just real easy. And it
Mhm.
was, very cost effective. It maybe
Yes.
cost,
Yes.
59, 60 cents to make a couple copies
Right.
of some pages, just so the kids can get some type of learning before
Yes.
going into school. Because I think it makes it difficult on the teacher
Yes. Yes.
when, it's kind of like starting from scratch.
Yeah. And I tell now I do, and I tell people, I teach the basics. I'm not trying to make your child a genius before they go to,
Yeah,
because they still have to go to pre-K, kindergarten, all the way up. They are gonna get.
absolutely.
I'll try to make daycare fun. I don't want you to come here and go to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
you to get your basics. We're going to teach. We're going to do our basics. We're going to learn letters or ABCs. But I'm not trying to make you, because you're still going to learn. I want you to come here and be a child. I want
yes,
you to have fun. That's what age that is. They're going to go to school. They're going to get all that. Have fun as a child when you come to daycare. You know,
absolutely.
that is what sets me apart from everyone else is we create experiences here. We
I
create
love that.
experience. It's just not so. These children will have these experiences the rest of their life. I remember when I went to Shakira's and we went camping in the back. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
did that, and we roasted marshmallows, and we was in the tent. You know what I mean? They're gonna take that with them forever. That might be something that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we the bomb.
Absolutely. Listen, I wish I was a child again, because I follow all of your social aspects on social media sites, and the food be bomb. Okay, y'all be kicking it. Like
We
y'all
really
really be
do.
kicking it. Y'all really do. And it gives me a glimpse of whenever my son does get that age and he
Mhm.
does come to your daycare, what I'm expecting him to do or expecting him to learn. And
And
it
body
gives and I think it also puts the parents at ease.
Yes, yes. It like literally, it's funny because I tell everybody that my parents think something's wrong when I'm calling. They, they're like, oh my God, Miss Essence is calling, because I never called them. I mean, just honestly, you know what I mean? Because
Uh-huh.
I'm on it. I call myself the warden because I don't play about the whole property. You know what I mean? I
Yes,
on it because I'm on it about the safety of my children. But who comes to my home? Everybody can't come. And
absolutely.
you know what I mean? Because I have to look out for these children that I do have in my care. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So yeah, it definitely, yeah. And by time little man too, we gonna be
Yes. Listen, he already 2 months. He turned 2 months today, and I'm like, man, them two
yeah,
months went by quick. So I'm already
no,
knowing
really,
one is just right around the corner.
really, literally.
One is just right around the corner. One thing that I really can appreciate about your child care as well is the appreciation that you have for your parents.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And just from my experience of working with childcare and
Mhm,
also knowing people who own childcare businesses,
mhm,
that was something that I didn't see a lot. It was something
mhm,
that I didn't see often.
mhm.
And I think a lot of parents already know
Mhm.
you're so welcome. I know a lot of parents already know I'm giving my money. I'm already
Right.
knowing, because I have to, because there are things that are provided to my child that
Yeah.
money is gonna need to cover. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then if it's a business that needs lights, it's a business that, has to provide the food and all of that good stuff. But for you to take time out of your day to
Yeah.
appreciate the parents for even, considering you to be a
Yes.
child care
Yeah.
provider for their child. I really
Yes.
appreciated that.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
really did. I was like, Miss Estes is out here doing her thing.
And I like to say that's part of that foundation. That's part of that
Yes.
foundation. This wouldn't be possible without them trusting in me, without them believing in me. And just to be honest and be clear, I haven't been perfect this whole time. They rock with me when I was learning, when I didn't
Yeah.
my head, you know what I mean? And they still chose to be there with me. You know
I
what I
love
mean? So
that. I love that.
I make sure I show gratitude to my families. I definitely do.
I love that. And they knew
Thank you.
what they were getting in return. So they felt
Yes,
comfortable with not only
yes,
leaving their child, but putting their money there.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Because if they're anything like me, I'm very precious. I don't want to
Where
say
I'm
tight.
spending my coins.
Yeah, no, where my coins is going for real. You know what I mean? Quality is important,
Yes, I
and
want the bang
I'm
for my buck.
absolutely, and I'm very cautious of where my money goes, especially when it
Yes,
comes to my kids.
yes,
You know,
yes,
or somebody's children. So
yes.
that speaks a lot about your business. That speaks a lot about you as a person. And I
Thank you.
know that your business will continue to thrive, not
Yes,
only
thank
because of the way that you advertise it, but also
you.
word of mouth.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
really
Because I don't
still
think people will be. Yes.
uh one of my biggest things, referrals.
Yep. And I don't think people will be speaking that highly of your business if they didn't believe in it. Come on. No, seriously.
No, really not, really not. And I'll be grateful. That's why my expectations are high all the way around the board.
Yep.
All the way around the board, and communication is key. I tell everybody that communication is key, and that is taking my business a long way as well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Always communicating with my families, always letting them know, hey, what's going on? What's this? What the future holds? Accountability. I don't play about accountability. All of that.
Absolutely.
So,
That is awesome. Yep. When son turned 2, I already know where he's going. I don't need to go see nobody else. We don't need to go do no interviews. We don't need to go look at no other daycares. I already know where he's going when he turned 2. And then
right.
when we have another one, they come to She Cares Daycare straight up.
Look, let me just put him on the waiting list.
Come on, okay? Because he got to have a spot in there somewhere. Absolutely. And I will do what I need to do at home until there's a spot open.
Okay. I know that's right. No, that's right.
No, straight up. Well, listen, before I let you go, we're going to
Okay.
play this or that.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's
So there's
go.
a series of words that I'm going to
Okay.
give you, and you let me know what's best for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So the first one is, do you prefer heels or flats?
Flats.
Okay? Now the next one is a relaxer or natural?
Relaxer.
Relaxer. Listen, I had a relaxer from the age of 14 until I turned about 30-ish.
Okay.
Um, natural is humbling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's humbling me.
Let me just say, I'm that type of people. It ain't for everybody. You got
It's
to know
not.
what you're doing, baby. Natural just ain't for me.
It's not. Listen, it wasn't for me, but I'm learning to embrace it because I've noticed
Okay.
a big difference from when I
Okay.
had relaxer up
Yeah.
until now. And
Yes.
my hair is doing phenomenal.
Now, let me say, this is the one thing I have done. When we were younger, we did what, every 4 weeks, every 4 weeks. I don't, that you don't, you learn to not have to do that as much anymore. So you might do it twice a year or, whatever. But yeah, I got to put some on them roots and on them eggs. Even
No,
if it
I
don't
feel
go
that.
to the end, it got to
Okay.
be some down there, some around there.
Listen, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at all. Like you said, you got to do what you got to do because it ain't for everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so weave or braids?
Braids.
I love me a good braid, dude. I
Yeah,
really do.
as an entrepreneur, sleep is not a thing that just comes all the time.
Yeah.
So I prefer, got time to sleep pretty no more.
Okay.
I don't got time to sleep pretty. You put me some braids in there so when I rest, I can rest.
Okay.
And be on my way.
And then if you anything like me, after so long, after I get my pictures in, and after I show it off for the first couple days to a week, I stop tying it up. I just lay down. And so it'd be a done deal. Yeah, it'd be a done deal by that second week.
Yeah.
Yep. It'd be a done deal. Listen, I done got all my pics. You want to see how it look? Go look at the pics.
Wait on the next dude, baby.
Okay.
Next one, because I'm
done. telling you. Straight up. Okay, comedy movies or romance movies?
Comedy. I love to
Do you? You like comedy shows?
Yes. I don't even like to watch serious stuff. Like, I'll be like, that's too serious. Like, I want to laugh.
Really? All the time, though?
Yes, all the time. All the time. Look, I got a couple little shows that I watch, but for the most part, if you watching something serious or something scary or intense, I am not paying attention.
Really?
Comedy, I need something to make me laugh.
It's that serious for you?
Yeah, when I get off here, I'm about to go finish watching One More Chance, because honey.
Is it good?
I be hollering, crying. It's
See, I'm gonna have to check it out.
I ain't laughed like that in a minute. Yeah, check it out.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay, dress or pants?
Pants,
Okay, lipstick or lip gloss?
gloss. I'm
Oh,
a
come on with the gloss.
boy.
Okay, it be popping too. Period. Full face or natural beat?
I'll do natural. Natural.
I hear a
Take
lot of women
it
say
as I
that.
am, or nothing at all. No.
If I do a full face, it's because I'm either going somewhere
Yeah,
or I'm doing
special
something.
occasion. I don't have
Uh-huh.
time. I don't
Yep.
have.
It's a lot of maintenance and it's a lot to take it off too.
Yeah, yes.
It really is.
I'm grateful. I love me.
Yes. Okay. Sundress or maxi dress? Okay, so
Sundress.
listen, let me give you my spiel on
Okay.
sundress and maxi dress.
Okay.
So when it comes to sundresses, they're more fitted.
Okay.
They hug to the body more. Maxi dresses to me are more loungewear.
Okay.
Because I think maxi dresses are really big. Like they really are. They're really flowy. You know what
Okay.
I mean? They get like balloonish, like. No, for real. Like they really are.
You know what? It just different. You know what? That's a hard one for me because I like flowy. I like flowy sometimes, but then I like it can't be balloonish. It can be flowy, but not balloonish.
It's
You know?
balloonish to me. And it could because I'm short, so everything on me is big and long.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like sundresses because they fit to my body more.
Yeah.
Maxi dresses, they're cute, but on tall women.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's why I
can't.
like Maxi because I'm a little, I'm not tall, but I have a little height to me. So
you got some length on
I like
you?
that tall. So I say Maxi.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna let you have a maxi because I can't. Pantyhose or bare legs?
Bare legs, but my grandmother will whoop my tail. Talking about you better put some pantyhose on.
Okay. But you know what's really in though that I think is really cute that we can substitute? I don't know if grandma gonna like that though. If we can substitute the pantyhose for the fishnet.
Yeah, everywhere but church.
Okay.
Grandma wouldn't like that at church with you. You know, it's a new time.
Yeah.
You know,
and we gotta respect what grandma feel.
I still don't play.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Grandma, I'm a word just for you.
You hear me?
And then growing up in the church, we know how that feels. First Sundays, your choir gotta sing, you gotta be in full uniform, all that good stuff. And it's hot.
Even with a peep toe, my grandma told me how to. I said, Grandma.
Oh, right. Right. Like grandma, that's not good fashion.
You know, but
baby,
that's
not good fashion. Okay, you better not come in that church bare leg.
Right. Period.
Grandma not having that. Okay. Staycation or vacation?
I'm a staycation, but I'm trying to learn to vacation. I'm a staycation kind of girl. I really don't mind chilling in my hometown, finding some little places in the city to go hide out. And
really?
Experiences. Yeah, I'm a real homebody. I'm a real homebody.
Really?
But I'm trying to learn to. I want to get out more. I want to travel. I want to learn to and experience some different things. But yeah, I'm a staycation kind of girl.
Once you experience it, you'll never want to stop doing it.
Right. That's what everybody keeps saying.
I promise you. And the only regret that I have is doing it so late.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't start traveling until I turned 30.
Yeah. Wow.
My husband and I have been to more places with my husband and my family now than I did in my 20s.
Wow.
Look, we're going on a trip next month. I can't wait.
Look, I start playing or something because I'll be looking at everybody and I just be like, okay, I want to do a little beach or something.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just to get a cute little swimsuit, period. Get some cute little braids in a bun and just go sit on the beach. Absolutely. I promise you once you do it, because we try to do 3 to 4 a year. We try to do 2 out of the state and then 2 in the state or somewhere close in the state.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Now I told him I'm trying to convince him to do international trips. He ain't really down. Yeah. So I might have to make that a girl's trip.
Yeah.
Like he don't really want to do the international thing.
Ease me into that, baby.
Yes. He's like, yeah, I don't know, babe. Okay, shorts or skirts?
Shorts.
Okay. And then my last one is tennis shoes or sandals?
Them tennis shoes.
Really? No sandals?
No. I will wear some slides just to become some cute little slides, but I love some tennis shoes. I'm a tennis.
Really?
Yeah, I love.
And I'm so the opposite. So the opposite.
Really.
I own 6 pairs of tennis shoes. That's how many tennis shoes I don't
Yeah,
have. I can tell you how
yeah,
many I own.
yeah.
And that's 6 of them. And I didn't buy those. My husband bought those.
Yeah, I guess that kind of come with the tomboy, feel, because I've
Uh-huh.
always been like that. Like I'm a comfortable. I don't want to be out all.
Right.
Nah,
Right.
I like to be, and I guess that's just just my mechanism. I'm comfortable, sit back, chill, shorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
I
all
feel that. And I think
my
tennis shoes you
vibe.
can pretty much get away with wearing anything. You can wear it with a skirt, you can wear it with shorts, you can wear it with
Yeah,
pants. It's
yeah,
kind of like a well-rounded type of shoe.
yeah,
Because there's so
yeah,
many variations and styles of tennis shoes.
yeah.
So you can absolutely
So
get away with those. Cool. Well,
yeah.
Miss Essence B, it's been real.
Okay.
Thank you so much for taking time
Uh,
out of your day to come and chat with me about entrepreneurship and branding. You have been doing an awesome job at it. I'll
thank,
be peeping you out
thank
on
you.
social media. You are really taking care of the kids. We appreciate it as the parents, as a new parent. I
Yes.
appreciate it because that lets
Oh,
me know that there's still somebody out here who cares about my child just as much as I do.
yes.
And knowing that if my child is not in my care, he's in someone's care who's going to care for him just like I do.
Yes,
And that's
exactly.
so appreciated in today's time because so
Thank
many
you.
kids get mistreated without the parents knowing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or the parents finding out or something like that.
yeah,
So it's so appreciated to still have people in business of
yes.
child care that still care about the kids the way that you do. So that's so appreciated. And it does
Thank
not go unnoticed. So thank you so much, ma'am. I'm not gonna keep you no much longer because I know you just got off of work.
No problem. I
Because
enjoy
entrepreneurs
myself.
still work.
Yes, yes. But you're right. Look, and it never really. I take a break. So I
Absolutely.
having me on. I enjoy myself. I enjoy
Yes,
myself.
ma'am.
And I know we're working together on some other things in the future soon. So yeah,
Absolutely. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to that. Looking forward to it. This will not be the first time that I will invite you on the lounge. So stay
Okay.
tuned because there's some big things coming.
All right.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, I just appreciate everybody that tuned in, and thank you again for watching, inviting me.
Absolutely. So much. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you next time.